Oh, I don't have now. I don't have this on. Godly, I'm batting 1,000 this week, y'all. I'm doing good. Welcome to Piece of Pat Paints. I'm Pat now that you can see me. Oh man, I was so worried about the mic. I forgot to turn the other stuff on because now I'm paranoid about the mic. Oh well, at least I can laugh about those things, right? I guess you could be frustrated. You could get mad about it. What would that do anybody? Anybody any good? Get mad about it. So I beg forgiveness for all our technical issues. I'm not a tech person. I can navigate it all right. I'm I can make it work, but I'm not like the most able-bodied or able-handed person at the tech side of life. It's just not me. Subscribers. Yes, we have more subscribers. Yep. So welcome all new subscribers. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day to my mother. I will be on for Mother's Day, which is on Sunday. So happy birthday to all the moms. If you're a mom out there, you watch the show, happy birthday. Happy birthday to all the special moms in my life. I have several of them. I have my mother. I have my lovely wife, Kristen, who survived her son. No, she's not here today. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know. Things have been weird lately in my life, so like schedules have gotten really crazy. And sometimes people are here and they're not. And all the kids are about to get out of school and they're all about to be here, so I'm all weird out. So, and then the mother of my children, and then I have a sister, so happy Mother's Day to her. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day. It's important. None of us would be here without our mothers. That's it's an easy thing to say because it's so technically true, which is the best kind of true. Anyway, we're gonna goof off with some painting here. Pulling up. But yeah, welcome all new subscribers. We're up to like 354, 355. I'm not sure. 354. I had to look that up. Just so we have that number. It's a fun number to look at. That puts us, we're now only, I think we get to 500, and we can qualify for the first round of, like, the monetization stuff. I don't know, well, that's, like, part one, and then we've got to get a certain hours of viewing in a year, a certain amount of time viewed. So, we'll see. At this point, this channel is more like just a vlog. I don't know, to just keep me honest, I guess, on my craft. I retired from the chef world. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I retired from the chef world due to medical reasons, which is a giant bummer. But that's alright. Now I paint miniatures, and I take care of my kids. That's pretty much what I do, which is fun. So if you ever need a miniature, you need to get a hold of me to get one done, feel free to send us a message on Instagram. Pieces of Peppy, same place, Instagram. I'm easy to find there. We have a Facebook page, but I don't do the Facebook thing anymore. I've had enough of Facebook. It has gotten entirely too stupid for me. I can't handle it anymore. It's just gotten too dumb. I can't do it, guys. I was able to do it for years, but I just, man, people over there have gotten really bad. They fall in for some of the most ridiculous stuff, and you just kind of gotta go, oh, I think it's time for me to dip. I think maybe I got too old for this, or something. I don't know. It's all like AI now. There's no, and like, okay, so I don't mind a little AI, and I'm gonna give AI people a hard time because it's kind of funny, but yeah, a little bit of AI assist here and there. I'm not gonna quibble over that sort of thing. That's fine. We experimented with some AI stuff at the beginning of the channel, on like thumbnails and stuff like that, and it's cool. AI's got some neat stuff to it. It's kind of like fractals. If you liked fractals, AI is like the next step. It's like advanced fractals. Is it the same as like a true art, from a traditional artist or maybe a digital artist? No. Oh my god, now my dog wants in, of course, right now. Okay, hold on. I'm going to be right back. It's a whole lot easier if I just go get this dog out. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Okay, what were we doing? Okay, so this little scythe here. Looks like it got a little white on it, unfortunately. Oh, I need to turn this thing back on. There we are. Just doing little marks on the blade here. Like chips or lines or inside would technically be the sharp side. It's interesting that he's carrying it like that. Just going to kind of give it a little bit of a, just a kind of a different look. Like it's got some sort of edge to it. And you can just trace the edge if you wanted. You don't have to. Necessarily do something like this. I'm really just trying to practice. My brush strokes in the small areas on small things. Dog guy. He's in a fight or something out there. That was weird. That's just the very top of that. The blade's got like, it goes up and down both sides. Come on. Just trying to grab that edge. Really hard to probably tell on this camera, honestly. I'm saving up the money. Just gotta give you some time. Hopefully we can make the money from this show to pay for this camera. That's kind of what I'm hoping. Hoping I make enough money from the show to pay for the show and the camera. But it only cost me like, I don't know, 20 bucks to enter the show, so it's not big deal. And it should be fun. It'll be really neat. And that's not this weekend, it's next weekend. Saturday next week in Shawnee, I believe. Yes. 17th, a week from tomorrow. I gotta put together, I don't know, I gotta get like a banner or something. Some sort of sign that says who we are and what we're doing, I guess. I'm not sure what that's gonna look like. You guys are almost done. So close. Definitely feel like we'll have them done today. And a lot of this is just letting the skull tell you what to do. It helps if you know a little bit about maybe anatomy of different creatures, which is why I kind of try to pay real close attention to way different things look. Like what does an emaciated person really look like? You know, and as horrific as looking at some of those images might be, if you want to be able to paint it, you have to kind of study it a little bit. And I think we can, as humans, I think we have gotten to the point where we should be able to allow ourselves to study something that has happened and learn from it. I think that's what we strive for. And so, where there are really awful things that humans have done, and awful things have happened to human beings, you know, like climate and nature, horrible droughts, horrible famines, and things like that. You can find those kind of pictures out there, and you can study them. And you know, they do good in movies like that too. So you can always watch, you know, if you're watching a film or stuff like that, you can see a good deal of it. They've gotten pretty visceral with their representations of emaciated people. But there's kind of a way they look, and that's what these guys definitely have. Like I said, that's just trying to follow the pattern that was left by the model itself. Put a wash on it. Hello, Sir McBeardsly. Good to see you, my friend. Lovely to have you as always. Got any great plans this weekend? I feel like you said you had something going on this weekend, but I forgot what it was. It'll be on Mother's Day. We're going to clean out the van, and I'm going to replace Kristen's side view mirror. Which desperately needs to be done. About it, yeah. As it probably should be, honestly. here we're just trying to grab a little bit of these chains just to kind of give us those links back to us. Back up to visible. Before we jump in there and start messing with all the these little bits of cloak and stuff that poke out from here. This little fringe is really important. It'll help separate that chain and make everything look more like on point. Help the glow effects and stuff like that. Make it look more real, more like, well, realistic as a ghost is gonna look. There we go. Popped in there. Just on the top, I can put that. And a little bit. Rid of that. It got canceled because ooh, flooding issues. No, the host having flooding issues in the house. Yikes. Yeah, all the rain has been nuts. If you're not down around here with us in the Oklahoma area, or well, I guess actually it's been raining in a lot of parts of the country. If you're not in the U.S., there's a part of the country that's just been getting killed with rain lately. We're starting to see some flooding. It's been crazy. Even driving around in it, it's got nuts. You gotta be careful sometimes which ways you turn. Oh, time for a short break before I get this next one finished. It's nice to be close to being done with this one. Looking at the market, we're doing all right today. Up 0.5% for us, which is nice. With all the markets all down right now, looks like they had a plunge. Well, that's not good. Dow Jones is down 0.25%. S&P down 0.1%. NASDAQ down 0.1%. Here's your daily, or your weekday stock check at 10:30ish. You know, they say like only like the top 25% of Americans are investing in the stock market. That's really crazy. It's so many ways to invest these days. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't throw a little bit of money in it. You should definitely, if you want to do it, just throw money in it. Something that you know is going to be around for a long period of time, and something that pays dividends. And then just let it sit, and don't pay attention, and don't treat this as like massive stock advice or anything. I'm not the person you should be coming to for huge advice. I just know that that's what a lot of people have done in the past. But it's scary, man. I can definitely see why it isn't for everybody, because you gotta be willing to kind of like right now I got a lot of things that I'm upside down in. Like it's not as valuable as it was when I bought it. But it will come back up. And part of the game with stocks is being patient enough to let it come back up. And that is hard, especially when it's money. People have a hard time like losing money. They'll give up. And I think a lot of times that's how they get you. That's one of the things they want you to do is they're waiting for a bunch of the smaller investors to give up on something before so they can snatch up those shares cheap. Oh man. Well, if you're really interested, we should have coffee. It's too much to explain over like a video like this, to explain the entire thing. But there's a really, you can become a retail investor like today. I mean, heck, I think you can buy shares through freaking Cash App, which technically I think Cash App actually collects your dividends. So I don't know that Cash App's like, I think anything you're buying, they're taking some sort of money from it somehow. I'm not exactly sure. But there's some other trading platforms out there and things like that that you can use to buy and trade stocks. You really need to kind of know what you're looking at before you do it. And there are a lot of those tutorial videos out there, but a lot of those tutorials don't give you the actual information on what you're trying to do. They tell you how like something works in the most basic sense. They're like, well, you buy a stock and it's called this and you do this and it's like, yeah, but why do I buy a stock and which stocks do I buy and you know, what's the difference between this kind of stock and that kind of stock? And when do dividends pay out? How do dividends pay out? Why do dividends pay out? What's an earnings call? There's lots of these things out there that just float around that you can't really answer in a simple tutorial video. But like, the main thing, and you're still pretty young, so like you could grab, and right now stocks are kind of low. Like the market got burned up for a little while, so a lot of things are low. So like if you had an extra, $1,000, now would be the time to put it in. That's another part about it is that to get anything really going, the buy-in is really high. So if you've got a couple $1,000, you can actually buy in. You can actually get things moving pretty fast. You're going to see it, and you're not going to start getting nervous without somebody to kind of help you, understand what you're seeing. Because, man, it is nerve-wracking if you don't know what you're looking at. It feels like all your money's, like, evaporating, and you don't really understand. And then so you panic and you sell, and it's like, oh, you shouldn't have sold that. Because then you had to pay money to sell it, and you lost all your money, and it might have come back. There's lots to it. There's a lot to it. That's why a lot of people hire somebody. They hire people to trade for them. Or you can jump in with like a trade group. Kind of like how 401ks work. So like your 401k works a lot of times by the manager for the 401k buys and the trades on the market with the shares. Sometimes, typically for the company itself, but if not, then they may have your 401k that has a portfolio, a stock portfolio. There's lots of ways they'll do this. So anyway, now because something like Tesla's got a very different package for how they give you benefits and stuff like that. So their setup is way different than like the 401k at, say, a college or something. Yeah, very, very different. Anyway, I digress. So what they do is they'll buy certain stocks that are guaranteed to continue to increase over time and pay dividends, and then those dividends, they'll reinvest those dividends back into the investments that they have and increase the value of the investments over time. And that's how a lot of people who are smart with their money, that's how you make money for way down the line. It took me a long time to figure this out. And a little bit of it I got taught by my granddad. But he wasn't really like super forthcoming with information. He had to ask very direct questions. Man, it can be. You have to you really need somebody that sits down and shows you what it's doing. Like a lot of people, they need that. They need to this is what you do. You do this and you do this and you do this. And the reason you do this is because X, Y, and Z. It's like learning how to put together a really complicated Lego or something like that. Where it's like, yes, I understand all of these pieces interlock together. I get that part. But why do they interlock together? And where do they interlock together at? And unless you have the instruction booklet, or you have somebody that can show you step by step what you're doing, you'll never get it. You'll never get it. And they want it that way on purpose because it keeps everybody from getting involved. So it keeps the market from. It keeps the poors from getting too much money. Yeah. You need somebody that's gonna sit down and show you how the system it works. And that's another thing is each of the different buying and paying systems work different. So if you're trying or buying and selling systems. So if you're working with Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade is very different than say Webull or Robinhood or even the one on Cash App. So they're very different. And it took me I just spent 2 years learning this, how these apps work. I use Webull mostly because I just like it better. It's more it's slicker and it's it seems like it moves easier. Some of the other stuff didn't seem to as smooth and as intuitive. This one seems more designed for people who are not high tech individuals. And it's got a little bit of there's a little bit of a fun social media aspect to that one because it's got some, you know, conversation feeds and stuff like that. Which can be interesting. Crypto is weird. So crypto is even crazier. So crypto, you're trading on like data blocks. Like you're, it's really wild. I still don't think I completely understand crypto. I definitely don't understand enough of it to talk about. My friend Mikkel is the one to talk about it. And if you want to learn about crypto, go check out Crypto Mikkel. He does a couple of good live feeds and stuff like that. So if you want to learn more about that, he's over there with this stuff. Friend of the channel, good guy. In fact, he helped me get a lot of this stuff set up. He's the one who pushed me into doing all this YouTube stuff. So big shout out. And big shout out to his lovely wife, Michelle. That's also a mother, so happy Mother's Day. They're very busy people. I doubt they'll see this. But that's okay. That's not the point, right? Spooky ghosts. If we start running out of time, I'm going to base one of them. Because I'll finish these guys up this weekend. I'll get them done tonight and get them out on a short form. Because I know everybody likes them shorts. I have to dip on views on that though. We went up in like 1,000 and it kind of cratered. My sons thinks it was because the bots were on my channel somehow. Like somebody had put bots on my channel and I was getting a bunch of bot hits. And then YouTube found the bots and got rid of them. My man. That sucks. I was excited. Thanks for bursting my bubble, boys. Appreciate you. Man, why would anybody bot this channel? Make any sense? And they're like, oh, you probably just said something to write something to somebody or something. Which is true. I'm always talking about the channel, so there's no telling. I may have said something to somebody and they're like, you know what, bet I got you. And it wasn't quite time for me to be getting the bots. They get noticed too fast over here. I don't have enough subscribers. I think you gotta have a certain amount of subs before you can really start doing that, or else it gets caught really easily. At least that's my understanding of how it works. Could be. It does seem to fluctuate a lot, man. The algorithm is weird on YouTube. I never can quite figure out what's working and what's not sometimes. It's like it's so weird and discombobulated. But what's been going on a lot lately is like I'll see the view counter shoot up and then like I'll come back a couple hours later and it will have gone down. And I don't know how that happens. I don't know how I can lose views, but somehow it does. And I think that is, I don't know what that, if it's supposedly counting all views and then it recalculates it to be unique views, or what. I don't know. Again, I'm definitely not the guy that understands how any of that works. I can barely make this computer work as is, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't mind being a little less techish. Less techish, I like that. I like that sound of less techish. It sounds like some sort of metal band. Less live, lectitious. Am I tripping? Where am I? Oh yeah, here we went like this. Yeah. It's kind of like a dead green color. This one's hideous. That's good stuff. It's supposed to be static grass, but almost started. I don't have the static thing. It makes it go boom. I really need to get one of those. They're pretty cool. They they're not all that expensive either. I just have to get one. Camera first, all right. Camera first. I've tried lots of different types of glues, but I tell you what, this old school Eileen's original tacky, this stuff's amazing. And it's made in the USA, so if you live here, it will not be subject to tariffs. Ah, tariffs. Very carefully. Maybe that glue in there. Trying not to get this stick to the actual model as much as we can. That's not always going to be as easy as that sounds. Especially with these, because they hang right over everything. Like there's hardly anywhere you can go that you're not making contact with the model itself here. So we might be doing a lot of tweezer work. just gonna let that set up for just a second. Try to let it get into. It'll kind of start flattening out the glue itself. If you have a static applicator, you can like electro size this thing and it'll like all that stuff stand up real crazy. Yeah, let's just set it in there real good. Make sure you don't use the end you were gluing with. You'll just stick to that, and you'll just have a hairy stick, and not the good kind of hairy stick that's like a brush, but like just a literally just a hairy stick. There we go. Oop, goodness, where's just woo? Dropping these guys, making myself freak out. Yeah, these look great. That's gonna be a good base for it. So I'm gonna get these guys knocked out. A little bit more time so we can goof off a little bit on this next one we're still working on. But that shows you what kind of how we were gonna base. I'm gonna base those that way. You know, when we log out, you guys know what they're like. You know, I'll black that base like I usually. At one time I did, I tried doing like colored bases, different colors, so it would be easier to like identify them. That looks goofy. They don't look right. They look right. I don't know how else to explain that. I'm trying to get me a new main detail brush. This monument has made a ways, but on its way out. Monument is Proacryl's company. Constantly getting new TikTok followers. It's harder to get YouTube top followers than to get TikTok followers. I don't know why that is, but man, I almost have as many TikTok followers as I've got on Instagram. Actually, I might have more. And Facebook. I have way more people on Facebook than anything else. But like I said, I'm getting off Facebook. It's just ridiculous. Too many bots. Dark AI things. It's just all AI. All of it. None of it seems real. I don't even know if like. Hell, sometimes you don't even know if you're talking to real people. Really lends into that, but it's a dead internet theory. And what it's called? There's not really anybody on the internet. I don't think that's true, but man. At least not yet. It could easily get to a point where it is though. It's just bots talking to bots. How crazy would that be? Like we're the internet just literally we all abandoned it long ago, and it's literally just bots talking to bots. Maybe that's how Skynet actually happens. Who knows? The shadow knows. His faces are so weird. It makes sense sometimes. It's like there's no actual nose hole. Their nose hole should be. It's slowly coming together. Oop. I say that and I go, duh it. That's right, that's an easy fix. But yeah, these guys look great. Spectral as hell. My real hope is that we get like some commissions off of this this show coming up. That would be cool. I think I'm still supposed to do some work for Michael, but I haven't talked to him in a while. I probably should talk to him. I apologize for disappearing for a little bit. I got locked off on this other set of stuff trying to get these things done. Looks like the market has recovered while we've been sitting here chatting. They're still fighting about whether Tesla should go up or down. I don't understand why Tesla keeps going up. Like, that wouldn't make any sense at all. That one's a wild one. You talk about strange stock things that nobody understands. Tesla. There's honestly like no reason that stock should go up. Like they have sales are down in Europe like 50% on average, I guess, 40-something% on average. Stocks in the U.S. or sales in the U.S. are not doing very well either. Looks like sales in Asia are going down. Like, and I don't know that him going back to work is really going to fix any of that. You know, they're all like, oh, well, he's going back to Tesla. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know that honestly that's going to do any damn good. I think people already saw who he is as a person, and they're all like, nope. I don't want anything to do with that guy. I don't even think most of the Republicans really want anything to do with that guy. Maybe Republican or Democrat. I mean, I'm neither. I'm a Whig. Technically, I'm a good old-fashioned anti-federalist. Is what I am, but that's just not a thing anymore. We're there now, and that's one of the things a lot of people don't really realize is that like we're there now. We have to deal with the federal government the way it is. We have federalism. That's it. There's nothing we can do about it. So you need to just go ahead and figure out how to operate in this system because you can't change it. Too many people are used to it, and we've been doing it for too long. It's going to take some sort of cataclysm to do it. It can't be one you force to happen. That just makes people mad. You can't force a cataclysm. But it's gonna take like some sort of big time change in thing. It will take another world war or something like that. So I don't sit here and repine a time gone that will never return. That's not going to work. Those mining jobs are never coming back to the Appalachians. Why? Because we don't need the stuff that they mine anymore. And nobody really wants to work those jobs. They talk about them like they do. They don't actually want to. So you're at this weird impasse where they're like, well, things were better back when we had the plant. And it's like, yeah, but you were all dying from inhaling the freaking chemicals. Do you really want to bring that on your kids? Well, no. Okay, well, let the up and coming countries do that, and let's try to figure out something else we can do with our time and energy. We're incredible thinkers. We should really look into that. We should try and find something new for America to produce. But no, it's easier just to. It's always easier to go extreme and to create enemies for people to rail against. It feels good to have an enemy in a way. It makes you kind of feel like you have a focus for people who aren't able to kind of like give their own focus to life, their own meaning to their own life. It's easy for them to fall into extremism and oh, I really don't like this thing, and I don't like these people, and I don't like that guy, and it's on both sides of that extremism. Really, you can get extremism from the left, extremism from the right, and they'll both provide you with enemies for you to dislike and attack and They'll even give you talking points and everything for it. The problem is that most of the world in reality is probably more like a moderate. And unfortunately, to an extremist, a moderate is part of their enemies list. So people who aren't exactly super uber political affiliated, like party affiliated, side affiliated, they're going to get dunked on by both sides to the point where they don't want to participate. And then you just get into this weird tug of war where, you know, only 30% of the population is actually participating in the election because the rest of the population base has been completely disenfranchised due to the extremism. And that's what they, it feels like that's what they wanted. It feels like that's what the corporations wanted to happen. But now we're here, and I don't think they like it quite as it's not as pretty. You let in the monster, and now you got to deal with it. A lot of people lost a lot of money. A lot of people made a lot of money and then lost it, and then made it again and lost it again, and it's happening over and over again. But there's a lot of people lost a lot of money, and if it doesn't come back, it doesn't come back soon, there's some people that will be having to pay a heavy price. Because that's the one thing you can't promise. You can't promise really rich people that you're going to make them richer and then fail to do that. There's a price for that. Somehow we didn't do the inside of this one. I'll do this real quick. That's a little hard to get to. This one's by far the easiest of them. Good looking character. Alright, now we just gotta base them up. I'll do that a little bit inside. There's not much in there that it can actually be reached and really done well. But I'll finish that up, and I'll finish the bases on those guys. And I'll throw them up on the shorts. Yeah, we get that done. Thanks for coming by and seeing us, everybody. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sir McBeardsly, as always, great conversation. Happy Mother's Day again to all the mothers out there. Appreciate you very much. None of us would be here without our mothers, so salute. Appreciate that. Yeah. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Be good to the mothers. Be good. So, yeah. We'll talk to you Monday for something new. I think we're gonna do this lady. I think I'm gonna do some serious heavy SOL stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I might change my mind. You never know. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye. Oh. There we go.